Everybody who has spent any amount of time in downtown Cleveland has been entertained primarily by one guy who people call the Sax Man.
He's kind of part of the experience.
You come down the Playhouse Square, you see the theaters, you see the Sax Man.
He's a cultural icon of Cleveland.
You know what? I just know that he's out there and he plays anything you want him to play. I had him play Flintstones theme one time.
Oh, I've been seeing him for years.
I've been seeing him for a minute.
Well, it's got to be a good 10, 15 years that I've been seeing him.
He's just a fixture. He's always been around. I just consider him a part of Cleveland.
No matter what I'm doing, if I'm coming home, you hear him. If doing laundry in the middle of the day, you hear him.
You know how you listen to jazz by yourself, and then you be like, you know, I wanna make love off of it. And
Is there any typical kind of weather you see him out in? Or?
He's out here like the Postal Service.
Now it's down getting close to way below freezing. He's out.
I'm surprised he's not out today. It's a nice day.
In fact, a few times he's not been around, and you kind of are like, hey, where's the saxophone guy? Like, you know, something's missing.
We actually had an event in the rotunda of City Hall and invited him as part of the entertainment. So here, it fits. It fits. It's a perfect fit.
Well, the Sax Man is as iconic as our Terminal Tower, as our Cleveland Orchestra, and I think that a lot of people, you know, have grown up with him. And a lot of dads have told their kids when they were with their dads, they heard him, and moms have told their kids, you know, I remember when he used to play on this corner, and, you know, I think he's just one of those people that's really keeping the time of the life of the city of Cleveland.
Two years ago, we came to see Celtic Thunder. That's one of Tyler's favorite bands to see. And I bought him a little Irish drum during the show. And when we had come outside, he stopped the song that he was playing so that he could play Little Drummer Boy for Tyler. Since that night, there's been so many people that we showed the video to, and they know who he is. They don't know his name, but they know him, and they know that he just makes everybody happy.
I'd say he's, you know, a Cleveland fixture, but I don't really know anything about him.
I don't even know the Sax Man's name. Nobody does.
I really don't know much about him, except for he's got great talent.
All I know is he hangs out on the street and he plays. That's about it.
Most people think that he's homeless and just on the street every day, but it just seems like one of those people that probably just didn't get a break in life. So
I see him, but I don't know anything about his history or anything. So it's kind of a mystery.
It was winter, cold, light snow, one of those wet Cleveland nights. I'm walking near Playhouse Square. Hear a sound, somebody playing a saxophone. There's nobody on the street, no cars waiting, no limos which came up later, just this lone guy standing in the doorway of the Palace Theater. And it was just intriguing. You hear the sound, you see this guy, it looks like a bad old movie. But what intrigued me was his appearance. Extremely clean cut, theatrical clothes, red beret, you name it. He looked like somebody who was getting on a stage or getting off a stage, but definitely a theatrical kind of person. And I figured he was a nut. But I came back until I found what times he might be there and began photographing him because he was visually very interesting. And that was when we first started actually talking. I have traveled to cities where buskers are common. Seattle, San Francisco, New York City. Cleveland has never had a continuous street musician. This is a guy who, from around 1994, had never stopped playing on the streets. That was interesting, that was very different. One of the things I discovered in just walking with him, talking with him, standing to the side, photographing, making notes, whatever it might have been, was that he feels very comfortable with anyone who waves to him. They know him. He knows this. And I said, if I asked him your name, what would they tell me? Well, I'm the Sax Man. But they didn't know, and he didn't realize they didn't know, even that his name was Maurice Reedus Jr. They knew nothing about his family. He was just this guy who I think magically appeared and magically disappeared in the streets of Cleveland.
Sometimes I come in the alleys, there's a certain delay I can hear through the music and the reverb, and it flashes back into my ear, and I really get into the spirit of the music. Type of sound you can't get in a recording studio. I be playing for the people when I do it. It's just I can sense that some people are hearing me, you know. Even though they don't say anything, then some people come to me and look for me and say, well, I heard you playing, but they didn't know where I was at. You know, it seems like it's coming from another direction, and I can be right in back of the person on the other side of the building playing. But I really like the sound. It's a real cool sound, real relaxing sound, too. You know? My popcorn people. Anybody like to have some popcorn? That's for my audience. All right, down. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you. I like your coat. I don't even know. I think I might have seen that lady maybe one time before. I don't know who she was. I feel bad sometimes when people know who I am and I don't know who they are. Man.
The Sax Man, I mean, everybody knows him. Even the other day, I saw your brother. I saw your brother. I saw your brother on TV. I saw your brother here. I saw your brother there.
I was out of town this week, and I mentioned my brother being down at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I said, who's your brother? I said, oh, you know, the Sax Man. You never told me your brother was the Sax Man. Like, so you know who he is? Everybody knows who he is.
Everybody knows.
Even most of the police officers down there, and they would, hey, Sax Man, out of the car. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, this is crazy. But the cops would just wave him like, you know, everything's good, you know? And that's what he was known as.
He has a certain magnetic, whatever it is, personality. That's why you see him on TV all the time. That's why you see him on, because they see this certain thing.
What's up? What's up, my brother?
All right,
okay.
What's going on?
And each time you see me, what song you want to hear?
Oh, Baker Street.
He calls me Baker Street.
Mr. Baker Street.
Well, one thing about this store here, Mike, I can come in this store and get anything I want on credit. I can't do that no place else.
We got our limitations.
Oh, yeah, he got limitations, yeah, but still.
It's become something where they have adopted him, and I don't think he knows it. It's almost like a stray puppy everybody's feeding downtown.
I want everybody to know, whenever you come to Cleveland, this is a store, Mr. Albert. So you people got to come to Mr. Albert. This is the only store in Cleveland. The only store in Cleveland. There's no other store.
He loves the dress. Believe me, if he has on white, it's all white. If it's red, it's all red. If it was purple, it's all purple.
This is it, gentlemen. This is it, Cleveland.
So he's got this red suit sitting on layaway, kind of the impossible dream.
And it has the double pockets and the continental cuts in the back. It's got the 1960 effect.
Of course, you have to keep coming back, and it was rare that Maurice either would or could, or even thought about it.
How long has this suit been here waiting for you?
What's the date on that, brother? Tell me there. That's a nice sweater he got on there. I might want to buy that from him.
May 12th.
May 12th of what?
2004.
2004?
Yeah.
That ain't been that long, no. No, I wouldn't
say right.
No, that's wrong date, brother. Last year, wasn't it?
12-4. Hold on.
It ain't no 2004. It ain't been no 4 years. Hell no. They do say 2004 on it. Oh, you're silly.
Whether he's on the street corner, whether he's playing Carnegie Hall, you're gonna see him in the same, he'll have the same outfit on.
Oh, no. Y'all got this in 11? I'm serious now about this shoe here. Is this shoe in 11? What'd you think? Yeah, Daddy used to always tell me, you don't never have to have money just to look, as long as you look like money, looking good. This is what the Fat Fish Blue used to be at right here. My father played here every Wednesday night with Robert Lockwood Jr. Robert Lockwood was like a living legend. They got a street named after him in Cleveland down in the flats called Robert Lockwood Way. But they used to have a big picture of Robert in this window right here. And my father. I just can't believe they're closing it down. I'm feeling kind of sad a little bit, but each time I pass it, I can just feel their spirit in here. I can feel my father each time I walk past this place.
Maurice Reedus Sr., in a sense, was the original Sax Man, in part because he was with Lockwood, ended up winning Grammy Awards. So he was legitimately a Grammy Award-winning musician. He also, in his son's eyes, was the coolest thing to ever walk the planet.
How you doing, Daddy? How you doing, Robert? How you doing, Fat Fish Blue? I'm missing y'all real bad. Yeah, and I do miss you.
Do you think he's still trying to live up to your dad?
I'm sure it plays a part. I mean, that's been his whole life from just a young boy. He's always wanted to be like Dad.
It was a pride thing. That's my dad, and I want to be everything that he was, and I want to make him proud of me. So I need to be successful with this. I don't know, where it got turned around at. I don't know. As far as him being here to coming down.
Okay. Woo. Okay, that's it, people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's $7. Okay. How much is the chili? How much is chili gonna be? Okay, you can say, this. 1, 2. Is that right? 3 1/4? I just hold on to that. I would rather go back. I would rather go back to 1972. Those were happy days, good days, fun days. Days that I always dreamed of when I was a kid. I couldn't believe I was on doing it. I couldn't believe I was on that big set, on that big musical set. Playing my horn with a national act. Man. Wish I could do it all over again. Man. I wouldn't change a thing. Just do it all over again. Even the hard times. Just do it all over again. Yeah. Man. Good old days. No.
He had made it. Most people in the business would kill to do what he did. He had the world. Or he might have had the world.
Left my Slash Chicken Wicked album with this girl in San Bernardino. Another girl I thought I was in love with. That's another story, though. She was in San Bernardino. Charles. John Wilson, Charles Steele, and Terry Stubbs. Yeah, I remember when they got fitted for these outfits. That's when we was rolling. We was rolling here. This album should have been a hit. It just wasn't pushed. It should have been a hit album. It's something that makes you feel good to be in front of 60,000 people. Man, that's a good feeling, bro. I was the center of attraction. I was like the band leader. I would announce the group. I would go out and do my comedy routine. I had my show that I did, and I was always maintained, well-dressed, and, you know, all the girls liked me. That was cool. I mean, because everybody, like, you know, it was like they really looked up to me like I was... It's like nobody on stage but me. I'm just looking at all these people. You know, I was like the star, the man.
He is just too talented. And I think being around the right people and having like even a manager or whatever to find the right groups or to, you know, the entertainment that he could have done with that, it would have been fine. It would have been well enough to have a living. I mean, he might not have been rich, but, you know, enough to have a decent living. And not to have to depend on the street. And that's my main thing. You can't depend on that.
I want to be able to go out and play and know that I don't have to play. And I never know what I'm going to make. I might go out and won't make nothing tonight. I never know what I'm going to make. It's nothing's guaranteed. If I blow $100 and say, well, I'm going to make it tomorrow, it's no guarantee that I'm going to make $100 tomorrow. No guarantee, you know. I might go out and play 2 or 3 minutes and make 100, or I might go out and don't make nothing, you know.
What's the hardest thing about being you right now?
It's being a musician. That's the hardest thing about me, is being a musician. Being a musician, yeah. No, not that, no, taking things for granted. That's the hardest thing about me, I shouldn't take things for granted. I don't want to say musician, it's taking things for granted. Saying that everything's gonna be okay, gonna be all right, you know. And I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't take nothing for granted. I should always have a backup for everything that I do, whatever it is, you know. Yeah. I'm always worried about somebody else when I need to be worried about myself, because the people that I'm worried about, they're okay. They rent is paid. They got a place to stay. They doing this, they doing. I'm sitting up here worried about them. I need to be worried. Like my mother would get pissed at me because you need to be worried about yourself. If you're worried about somebody else, they got a place to stay. They gonna help you. They gonna come pick you up when it's time when you get put out. My mother was right about that shit. Cause see, I can call her and she'll be there. But she said, you can call in. Will they come pick you up? Your so-called friends that like you, think you this and that and the other? Will they give you a place to stay? Mama knew she was a talk to shit. Oh, man, I just look at him, wouldn't even say nothing, you know? Something gonna happen. He said, there you go in that dream world. That's what Daddy would tell me. There you go, brother, in that dream world. You're dreaming again. Daddy used to lay me out because he would make me laugh about stuff. And I tell him, he said, okay, all right, brother. I see you outside. He would say shit like that. Yeah.
I just want some stability, you know, in his life. But I just don't know. Is it too late? I don't know.
Yeah, I want to get back out there. I'd like to do it one more time. Be on the big stage. On the big stage, people, looking at the people.
Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door.
January 19th, 1953. And I'll be 60 years old in about 4 more months. I can't believe it's been that long. When my mother was pregnant with me, she had problems, there was complications, because they almost, we was at Mount Sinai Hospital, and the doctor who gave birth, they fired him from the hospital, because my mother almost died on the table. Me and her. So they thought I was gonna be a problem child.
We grew up pretty much best friends. He and I danced a lot. We hand danced. In fact, we were hand dance king and queen for quite a while.
They always, him and my sister, Sharon, always did practical jokes on me.
I gave Boobie a rock and told her to put the rock up in her nose. She took this big rock and shut it up in her nose and take it to the hospital because the rock got stuck up in her nose.
He was the big practical joker.
He grew up as man. We call him man. Do you call him man?
Yeah.
We call him man.
Oh, no, my mother and them gave me that nickname when I was born. They said I look like a little man. But my father told me I look like a monkey. Daddy a trip.
Dad wasn't around. So when he was around, he was bigger than life. If we were in school, Dad knew when it was recess. So he pulled the big, beautiful convertible on the recess parking lot, and all the kids would swarm around, and this was our dad. you know, and he'd give candy to everybody, and this was our dad.
Everything he did was cool. I mean, when I say everything the man did was just cool. And even in school, when I was in school, I used to get in trouble on purpose so my father can come to school to see, so people can see my father. I love this man. I idoled this man. He was just so cool. Like I said, I would get in trouble on purpose. Joe, I would get in purpose just so I could see him.
I want to say maybe around the time we left the projects and we moved out to Warrensville Heights, man didn't transition very well. And so that was when he had the opportunity to even spend more time with my dad. And he ended up doing a lot of the traveling with him and getting a real feel of the life.
And when he did come back after that, that was when you never saw him without his instrument.
This is center. This is it. Still look the same? Man. Hell no, still got the center. We used to practice on this stage. We did all the practicing at my first talent show was on this stage here. Yeah.
There was a guy named Eddie Smoot. He had been basically a star performer, soloist, really famous in the Cleveland area. And he decided to be a little more colorful, so he got some paint, got whatever other chemicals he used to paint the sides of his congas. Some of it splashed into his eyes. He was blinded from that point on. Instead of giving up or continuing the career he had, he decided to pass on what he knew by creating his own, essentially, conga group. And so he found 25 boys, auditioned all of them, and put together the Courageous Young Men.
That was the name of the group. Eddie gave us that name, the Courageous Young Men, because he wanted us to be courageous, he wanted us to be stand tall and to be gentlemen. And when we was around him, we were gentlemen. I'm good in imitating things that I wanted to do. I would imitate my father, I would imitate Eddie Smoot. The only two men that I imitated was Eddie Smoot and my daddy. I just want to be a recording artist. I want to travel on the road and be with a band and do big shows. Yeah. I want to play with a big act. I want to be a musician. I mean, I didn't know how far I was going to go, until I got with Sly, Slick, and Wicked.
I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, whoa, whoa, my girl.
We are Sly, Slick, and Wicked, and we are glad and proud to say that we've been together now. It serves as 42 years that we've been together.
We heard ourselves on the radio. They were playing our song. We were in high school at the time, and they're playing our music, our records on Paramount Records.
They got under the control of James Brown, and there was nothing bigger that you could get. He arranged for them to go on Soul Train.
That's the first time I'd ever seen him shook up.
Yeah.
He was really shook up, but we got it.
Yeah.
And we nailed it. And when we came off stage, he said, man, we got it. We nailed it. I said, yeah, we nailed it.
We were exposed. We got more work. More producers were willing to try us and take us in the studio. It just opened up a lot more doors of opportunity.
They've been to, at that point, the peak of what you could attain as a new group. And so they had to put together a band. One of the guys who was already working with them was in the summer school program with Maurice.
I was going to summer school with Terry Stubbs, which he stayed right around the corner from me. But when I first met him, we was just going to school together, and then he got hooked up with this singing group, and they were trying to put a band together.
I went to rehearsal one day. Maurice was just there. Didn't have a job. I don't think Maurice worked that time. I'm not sure. Some kind of way Maurice would come to rehearsals or to clubs dressed. You know, I thought he was the show a couple of times.
He was a utility man, played congas, saxophone, and the comedy. And he would do the schism and then he would play his horn and then you know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was awesome. He was awesome.
I was just playing horn lines, but and I always got applause for my solos, and I guess I lived in that dream world. I was in a dream world, but it wasn't no dream because it was like a dream come true.
In Cleveland, the OJs were the big wigs. And I would have to say the Sly, Slick, and the Wicked, they were second, you know.
Even in my senior book, I had that picture of that band with his autograph. So that was my big brother, and he was finally big then.
A funny memory of Maurice where we were doing a recording session somewhere out here in the valley, I forget where, we've been in too many studios, but Maurice was supposed to be bringing a bunch of congas and stuff. And he didn't have a ride, so he had to take them on the public bus. So by the time he got to the session, he was all sweating, and he was all overloaded, and he was just all hustled out. And John and I, Wilson, we just cracked up, man. He was like, man, you gotta understand, man. But he's just a good guy, you know, because no matter what we were doing for the session, didn't matter if it was low money, and it was at the time, he was just there 1,000%.
The road was, it made you turn into a man very quickly. We would leave home like, for example, January, wouldn't come back till September. 9 months, we would be gone.
The tour took them a number of places, eventually getting to Kansas City, to the Kansas City Royal Stadium, which was brand new. It was just opening. And that's how they got the cool jazz festival.
That was a great night for us. Like John said, Ken Bar Adderley, B.B. King, the Isleys, OJs, Harold Melvin Blue Nace, Sly Slick. A lot of the big, huge name people were there, and we were on that show. It was such a great joy for us.
Can you imagine going across the big field, football field, big diamond, and the go-kart? I was by myself, had my legs crossed, had my green had my brand new green suit on, holding my horn. Being go-kart across the field, and people were screaming at me, screaming and waving. And I was like, you know, I'm trying to wave like the president, you know, I was trying to be big.
He had his horn. He was basically facing us as we're getting ready to wait for the cart to take us. And he had his horn in his hand, and he was saying, yeah, Pete, this is big. This is real big, Pete. It's a different thing when you play into a stadium, because when you're playing in front of that many people, you know, you're hearing all this, not yays, but
It was fat. What happened? It was 60, 80,000 people there?
80,000.
I remember we asked them to do something, and they waved their hands and what have you. They lit cigarette lighters or matches or whatever they had, they did that. And if I remember correctly, Maurice got a standing ovation that night for playing the saxophone on
Love Won't Let Me Wait.
Love Won't Let Me Wait.
Oh, man, I did a horn solo, brother. That was big. Biggest thing ever happened to me in my life. The cameraman had the camera on my fingers, and you could see my fingers on the screen. And I played the solo perfect, just like it was on the record. And everybody was like, applauding. It was big. When I was doing the solo, everybody was like screaming.
You know, you're seeing all these lighters and everybody and 80,000 people. 80,000 people accepting you.
Oh man, that was a real good feeling, y'all. Man. Ooh-wee, I can't describe that feeling. That feeling was, oh man, don't never go away. I'm gonna experience it one more time. It was just a good feeling.
A lot of us, the work started slowing down. As we started working a little less, and Maurice was taking, on a little different turns, that's when we lost sight of him.
We all had the same dream that we wanted to achieve. And that's the only thing that I'm sad that we didn't do it together. You take advantage of the opportunities that come to you at that time. The route he went, that was his choice. I can't speak on that.
So how did your brother end up on the street?
I think just the inability to survive. The inability to pay bills and eat and survive. And family's here, so family can help you get there. But you're still playing your music too, So it was easier.
Life is tough. I've seen people who had silliest, craziest money, and I see them in the 99-cent store as regulars now, because that's the real. And that's just how it goes. You have to make something happen. Sometimes you have to come out of thin air to make it work. Maurice found a way. I hear it sometimes from me, and as long as I've been around in show business, everybody says, well, how come you're not doing so-and-so? I said, well, it ain't that week. It's not my turn. What do you want me to say?
There's one thing that I think that we all share, the group and him. We wanted to make some type of statement. Maurice and I talked about that one time. I just can't see myself passing through this life and nobody knew I was here.
I just wish that he would have enough confidence in himself. If you're that talented, I just don't understand, why he doesn't have it. And maybe, from the past and going through what he did go through from being in a band and then being on the streets and losing that. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he can't get it back. He tries, but I don't know. I think about the future. Where's the future? Where's it gonna end up? There's no job, there's no Social Security. How long can you play on the street? So, I don't know.
What do you usually do at night? Tell me about what you do when you come home.
I come in, fix me something to eat, and see what's on television. Yeah. That's about it, really. And I end up falling asleep with the TV on. Sometimes it's cool coming to a place where ain't nobody here, and I just get some peace of mind. Yeah. And sometimes I like to come home to see somebody, Anyway. You come home, you like to come home and talk to somebody and let them know how your night went. Come home to a cooked meal or to a lady. Or to a, But that's just life, though, You know how it go. Everybody have different feelings and whatever. What have you.
Maurice, what do you wish your life was like?
How do I wish my life was? I wish that I was a musician. That's one good wish. A successful music, but I mean by being successful, not far as money and all that. Just just being known as a musician. And just Pops. My daddy. They didn't put your full name on there. It should be Maurice Reedus, PLC, United States Army. Lieutenant Sax player. Music man. I miss you, Dad. already know what I've been doing and what I'm doing, so I'm going to all that. I just gotta take care of business like you told me to do. Like you always tell me to do. Be a man. Guess I'll be right next to you. I can't leave you by yourself, Daddy. Oh, Daddy. I miss you so much. Hello?
What's up,
Peter.
What's up, Peter Pansky?
Oh, no.
Hello, man.
Guess what? Berdine called me. She got in contact with Marvin.
Oh, she got Marvin?
Yeah, so I got to call her today and get the phone number. Because I know he's still blowing. He's still playing his horn, playing with some band.
Oh, really?
He still be doing gigs, yep. When was the last time you talked to Greg?
I talked to Greg about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay, was you gonna try to use him on them gigs, or on them shows?
Well, you know what? I got something better, man, that I want to talk about. It's been a while, since we all, got together and everything. What if I could get the guys back together and we do one big concert one more time?
That's what I'm talking about, Pete.
Yeah, we can do it one more time together, man. What do you think?
I think we had a long enough break.
Yeah, we got one more good one in us. We were talking about it, and hey, let's put it together. Let's do it one more time.
Okay, I check you, Pete.
All right, Kirk out. Yeah. One more time.
The comeback is Sly, Slick, and Wicked. After 30 years, we're coming back. Man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. For real, man, that'd be a treat. That'd be a treat of my life. Back on the set. See y'all later.
And a 1, and a 2.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ray. Happy birthday to you. Continue. May the good That's you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Okay, y'all can go home now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I cannot remember the last time we've danced together. It was like yesterday. It was just like yesterday. He's still the same brother. He still has the same big heart. I see that when he's struggling. And I know that the heart is there. I know the desire is there. I know he wants to do what's right.
Them old stuff I ain't did in years. Them old stuff I ain't did in years.
You are 60 years old. You're old.
That's what Daddy told me too. He said, this is when you're supposed to live now, brother.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, exactly what he told me.
When you get with this group, with the concert, it's kind of like a second chance. So you got to take that chance and do something with it. Yeah. You got to start over. You got to do everything right this time. Because everybody, I mean, the Sax Man, I know that was your brother. That's the Sax Man. And, you know, he played this. Yeah.
Really?
And, you know, he played this and he plays that. And you have a gift of making people smile. You have a gift of, the gift of music. The gift of music is a lot. And a lot of people don't have that skill and that talent. And you have to believe in yourself. If you can make them happy, then you should be able to make yourself happy.
It's the last time around.
Yeah, it is.
It
and so
really
it's
is.
just last time to prove everything to yourself that
right.
you can do it. So that's what you gotta do. And I don't want you to say you're gonna do it. I want you to do it. So I can say, look at my big brother. I say, look at my big brother anyway, but I really be able to say, look at my big brother.
All right. Hey, how y'all doing? Okay. Hello, everyone.
So how was the flight?
Flight was great. It was wonderful.
Fabulous.
Hit a couple of them pockets with it. Hit a couple of them pockets. Yeah.
Just be home?
Huh?
Great
to be home. Great to be home. Great to be home.
Great to be here.
Great to be
Excited.
Absolutely.
Excited.
Absolutely.
We still
See you on the set. We were all in different bands at the same time.
You're scaring me with that thing.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Yes, my own brother.
What's going on?
Peters.
What's going on, baby?
Leo.
How you doing, bro? How you doing? How you doing, Maurice?
What's up, Dad?
How you doing? Oh my goodness.
My brother get the gray on you.
Yeah, that's what you blessed me with.
What's up?
Shaved yours off, baby. What's up,
We done had a 35-year break. So now we get ready. We got one more round to go, Cat.
Yeah. Age caught up with us.
Oh, man, ain't gonna stop. Oh, no, we ready, people. All we gotta do is play.
I feel like I see you all the time.
Sly Slick and Wicked is coming back for a concert at the House of Blues on the 18th of July.
The Sax Man, July 18th at the House of Blues. What an honor. I'm sitting here with the Sax Man.
Are you excited, man? July 18th,
I'm
the
very
band is
excited
back
because
together.
my friends are here, Sly Slick and Wicked, the group I started with back in 1972, and yeah, I'm glad we're back together.
You're going to be with a lot of your friends back together again with that original group you played with at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
Tickets are available from the House of Blues, right?
I can only imagine when the concert starts, the response that the crowd is going to give you guys to see you on that stage.
Got to get the people what they want. Got my last team in here, people. Check it out, people. North Hollywood. sunset. We're on our way. Come in, Cleveland.
Anybody in love? Where they at? Casanova. Casanova.
This means a lot to us because as we're running it down, we're also reliving ourselves. It's like we're going into a time warp. When we hit that stage, it's just like we're in some club somewhere in some part of the country hitting it again. Yep.
Oh, yes, sir. The groove is coming on, the band, everything is coming together, sir. And we're just waiting to give the people a good show. That's right. That's what we come to do. We didn't come to play around, sir. we mean business. Yes, sir.
It's an honor for me to be playing with Flash Slick and Wicked because they're like stars to me. I look at them as stars. I mean, I just feel like they're stars, and like, you know, I'm like so excited because I'm with them. I'm playing with them. I'm working with them. You know, I'm just a saxophone player, but I'm working with my friends, with my stars. These guys are the stars.
What Maurice is not saying is that the roots of where we all come from has spilled into all of us in this room and on that's going to grace this stage with Maurice. We all have the same roots. We all grew up here together, so we have this musical connection. So when you see him out there by himself and he's blowing, we are all right there with him. You may not see us, but that's what's coming out of his horn, and that's the attraction to what Maurice has done, and I applaud him, and I'm honored to be here with him on this occasion. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Okay, cameras, go away.
Here we go.
Rehearsals are going fine. Maurice was doing brilliantly. They all worked together as though they had been working together for years. It was something where everything could succeed. There'd be no problems. All he has to do is just show up each day with his horn. And then he got arrested.
I think that when I first heard about it and it was shared with me the reason, I didn't believe it. So when it was confirmed, it was difficult to even try to understand it.
Maurice was told he had to have a vendor's license. Now you're talking almost 20 years, that's never been an issue. They arrested him, they put him in handcuffs, some idiot using that as justification.
We found out that there are a few police officers in Cleveland that actually hate him. And those were the words that were used. Once the arrest started to get that media coverage, I started to hear and read the negative comments that were made about him.
Like this one guy commented, he said, well, he needs to stop playing because he's nowhere close to how his dad was.
As far as his musical career, you know, we have a little bit of a problem, those of us who are professional musicians, when we see this kind of attention paid to somebody who really doesn't have the skills, at least not on the saxophone. There are some really, really fine jazz players and saxophone players in this city. He's not one of them.
Why would this happen now? This is like the worst possible time this could happen because he has this opportunity. He wants to make it work. So having this incident could easily deflate him. What's going through my head is prayer. It's just prayer. Man, do what you gotta do. You got some positive limelight coming your way. You have the opportunity to show your talent, even to these police officers and everybody else that's picking with you, that you really are an entertainer. Don't do anything to bring any negative publicity your way. Don't even sneeze if they're looking for you to sneeze. Let's just get through this.
If my dad could come back and say something to my brother, the thing that he always said is the song that he always sung, the Straighten Up and Fly Right. And that's what he said all the time. He said, you need to straighten up and fly right. Even though I know he's proud of him and what he's doing, but he wants him to be strong and believe in himself. So I think that he would tell him that, Cat, you need to get it together. You need to be tough and let everybody see your talents and see what Maurice Reedus Jr. can do. Because you want to be like me, well, you are. And you may even be better than me, but you got to stay straight. You got to fly right. And I love you. No matter what, I love you.
We got one more time, and it makes me hope, like something might happen. You know, it's not about no money, just about me succeeding and fulfilling my dream as a musician, and just want to keep entertaining the world. Yeah. And I can see Daddy giving me 5, saying, my man. That was one of his words. And hugging me around my shoulder, saying, see, Cat, I knew you had it in you, Cat. I can see Mama just looking at me, just smiling and grinning. Grinning at me and Daddy, doing like this, just shaking her head, smiling and grinning. No.
I don't think people know exactly what type of talent my brother has. Once he gets on the stage, a whole different person comes out. Or the real person comes out, I should say.
My biggest hope for him in regards to this show is that people show up and that he just performs like he haven't performed before. And with all that, I really think that he would be satisfied, just the full crowd and just the people being there and clapping and cheering and listening to him play. I really do. And that might be all he needs. That might be all he needs.
I have my son with me, 21-year-old son, and all he's seen of Uncle Man is the streets. So he's really in awe, like, okay, Mom, seriously, who are all these people here for?
My niece told me that she talked to one of her friends and he said he couldn't get in, the line was outside. But he's like, I didn't think it was gonna be like this. People just thought it was gonna be family and friends, you know. But nope, it was wow. It was a real concert.
1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, y'all make some noise, Cleveland. Up top, all in the back. Y'all look good. If you know you look good, make some noise. All right, before he comes to the stage, I want y'all to make some noise. You guys have seen him all around the city. I don't care what game. I mean, we could have got blown out at the Indians game. LeBron left, he was still there. Still playing away. Rain on a bus, on the RTA to number 6. Didn't matter, he was there. You lost your job, he was there. You got your new job, he was there. I want y'all to give it up. Come on, wanna hear you, where you at? Y'all give it up, Cleveland. For the one and only, where you at? Make ladies and gentlemen, the Sax Man!
To hear him play, I mean, like, really play, everybody was like, they was like, wow, is this the same guy? Because I didn't know that he could do all this. This is really him. It was like a different breath, you know, that everybody was taking, like, wow, he can play the saxophone. And then my nephew was like, Auntie Boo, that's Uncle Man. For real, that's real, this is real. Like, yeah, Nick, that's Uncle Man playing. It's like, wow, this is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Sly, Flick, and Wicked.
It's so good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Come on, sing it with us now. It's so good needing somebody when somebody needs you back. Listen, to be loved and be loved in return is the only thing that my heart desires. Just appreciate the little things you do. Oh, you're the one that keeps me inspired. Keep on lifting me higher. So good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. Oh, it's so good needing somebody when somebody needs you back. Oh, baby, yeah. Well. The sly, the sick, the wicked, wicked, wicked child. The sly, he's got a sly alibi. All the necessary tears a woman like you might buy. And I'm slick. I think I'm so quick. And I'll try to pull the wool all over your eye, but there's one more. And I'm the wicked. I'll show you a real good time, baby. Good time in your company, baby. And I'll leave you behind. The sly, the sick, the wicked, wicked, wicked child. Wicked, wicked, wicked child. Anybody in love? Well, where they at? Casanova. 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 Hey, are you out there?
Now, when he plays any other time for us, and there's a bad note here and the bad note there, we did not hear one bad note. I did not hear one bad note. I was like, no, it's like he was in his element.
Casanova. Casanova. and we will be right back.
Hey, you enjoying yourself so far? These are some of the greater cast of musicians, right? Really, huh? And we're all here, we're all in honor of your main man here, right? Mr. Maurice. You're gonna get a treat here. This has been one of my treats during rehearsal, because now I get to, you didn't heard him play, but now you're getting ready to hear him sing, which is what I didn't know he could do. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
If you ever plan to mow the West,
go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. Tell him now.
Travel my way, take the highway. That's the best.
All right now.
Get your kicks on Route 66. My father loved Nat King Cole. Now we'll go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri. Now Oklahoma City girls look mighty pretty. Then you'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now if you ever plan to mow the West, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Or get your kicks on Route 66. One more time. Get your kicks on Route 66. That's all, no more. We thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Come on, Maurice. You know what? I think the crowd now wants to hear the way they hear you every day when they hear the games, right? Hey, Maurice, I think they're ready to be taken out to the ball game. They tell me that that's one of the big...
You enjoying yourself so far? I said, how you enjoying yourself so far? Come on, one more time, man. They hold it down, Sax Man. Coming to the stage, man, Councilman in the building. Joe Cimperman, let's go, Joe. How you feel, Joe?
I'm doing real good, thank you.
Now, Joe, I heard that you wanted to get on one of the instruments, huh?
I know, I want people to stay.
What a Sax Man, Sax Man. I'm gonna have to do like at the Grammys. I accept this award for you.
Well, on behalf of the city of Cleveland and on behalf of Cleveland City Council, some of you may know that this man not only inspires musicians, but he inspires people to do the right thing. And this past week, Cleveland City Council named a law after the Sax Man to let music ring and to let the Sax Man play. So, on behalf of City Council, we're going to present him with this resolution, and it was a unanimously passed one, Maurice. And this tells a little story about how much we love you, and then I have something from someone else. This one's for you.
Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up.
Man.
What?
Hey, y'all about to make me start crying.
Now, in addition to that, Mayor Frank G. Jackson, the 56th mayor of the city of Cleveland, has officially declared today, July the 18th, Maurice Day. This is the Sax Man's Day. And so on behalf of the mayor, we want to present this proclamation to you and tell you how much we love you. But on a personal note, we just want to say to you that in addition to having a law named after you, and in addition to having a day named after you, what you really mean to us is how we should all live our lives. Look around this audience. This is Cleveland. This is Cleveland. And so I am officially designating you, Maurice, the downtown councilman. I'm giving you my pin. I hope you don't get arrested. And we love you very much. God bless you, Maurice.
I love you guys. Thanks.
It was nice to be proud again. It was nice to see that everyone else was acknowledging the talent that I knew existed.
It says that they love him and that they do care.
That's right. So if y'all see the police trying to take his horn, say, it's alone now. That's Sax Man, let him play.
I think that the perception has changed for lots of people. I think that the people that were in that audience were amazed. I think it meant the world to him.
All right, we're gonna put our hands together one more time.
He sounded just like that. It was just yeah.
Oh my God, he would have been like, finally. Like, finally, he got it right. He's doing it right. And I know he just was like this. And I know my mom was smiling. So they were just both there one time, probably up there not fighting, and looking down, smiling.
He would have been nodding and said, yep, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Success doesn't really necessarily mean a bunch of money. I think success means just the freedom of playing that music that you really love to do. And it's nothing that freedom of just playing on the street.
Nobody can break your spirit unless you let them. You know, that's what a lot of musicians have. You can't break their spirit.
He can't not play. It's his way of giving them happiness, and if he does that to the end, he'll die a happy man.
He's Cleveland, Ohio's Sax Man. He's my Sax Man also.
Right on, Maurice, man. Do your thing, brother. Stay tough.
He had that moment. We know that he had that moment doing what he wanted to do and being appreciated. I think if nothing else happened today, he has that. So if all else said, if that's the end, that's a great end.